Merry Christmas. Let the fun, games, and craziness begin. I'm Jackie Elmer, and I'm here to show you how to plan, prep, and put on the most fabulous holiday season all month long with ease, simplicity, grace, and style. We're going to talk about good health, lower toxins, while still enjoying a very festive, beautifully done holiday season. We're going to cover a lot of ground here, everything from decorating your home to preparing fabulous meals to little touches that you can add to make the holiday season just truly sparkle and shine. Let's go. The hustle and the bustle and planning a fabulous holiday season is what's going to make it go all that much more smoothly. And that's the goal. I like to create a Christmas holiday prep plan, just like my Thanksgiving plan and every holiday, honestly, so that I can enjoy the month, eat well, party and entertain well, and mostly enjoy it stress-free. Again, I'm Jackie Elmer. Grab the guide over at lowertoxiclife.com where you'll get all my shopping lists, my recipes, and reminders of all of these videos in this entire series as it launches. So we're going to cover a couple of key things here. We're going to talk about gift planning, shopping for the gifts, wrapping. The key is to get it on your calendar. I'm going to share some of my infamous homemade gifts with you, festive meal planning, using Christmas and holiday dishes, decorating your home. I love these special touches that make it feel so festive. Picking a theme, that's an important part too. And then we'll talk about parties, party planning, menus, events, hosting, and everything fabulous about the holidays. So let's start with gift planning, shopping, and wrapping, because quite often this can be the most daunting part of it when we think about all of this. Now, I can tell you at this stage of my life is extremely simple. My entire family, from my adult children, including my granddaughter, my parents, my husband's family, and my brother and his family, we have narrowed it down and we keep it very, very simple. And a lot of this started years ago when my goal was not to stress anyone out financially or time-wise in terms of feeling like they had to shop and wrap and spend money for the perfect gift for me. I'm not all about the gifts. I love to give gifts, but I will tell you that that part of life in general is not my greatest gift and talent, pun intended. So as we've all gotten older, we've really created a life of experiences. I don't want to necessarily unwrap something under the tree. I would prefer to go have a nice experience with you, whether it's concert, coffee out, happy hour, a lunch, a dinner. Let's take a trip. Something special, a spa day. I love to do those with my daughter. Something that we can do together that really enriches the bond of the family, the friendship, and what really is the fabric of life. Now, I realize not everybody's situation is different, so I'm going to give you some ideas of what to do. First of all, you have to always think of your budget and their budget. I have aging parents now. They don't need or want a darn thing. And quite frankly, the last thing that they want to do or have to worry about is going out shopping. Ordering online is still a little sketchy for them. I mean, there's just some things along those lines that don't make that a fit for them. So the last thing I want to do is stress them out. I would much rather spend time with them. So you have to know an inventory. You have to know and do an inventory of your own situation. Make a list of everyone who you buy gifts for, exchange gifts with, or who potentially you'll be exchanging gifts with. I always like to keep 2 or 3 gifts on hand, and quite often they come from my homemade stash. And when I get to that video, you'll understand why. But I make a list. I set a budget based on roughly what it is that we typically have spent on each other. And then I begin to brainstorm things that I think that they might want or enjoy, etc. And then I will also note on that list stores where I think I might be able to find these, from online to stores out and about, little local specialty shops. I love to shop local and doing things that enrich everybody. And then I'll look at that list and I will bunch those people, those stores, and block times in my calendar. I like to do this at the beginning of the month. I'm a believer what's on the calendar gets done. So if I have it on my calendar, I'm much more likely to stick to it. Having it on the calendar also allows me to then be more flexible. So maybe I have video shoot day on my calendar and shopping later in the afternoon. Maybe something comes up and I need to reverse those. Whatever it is, maybe I'm going to do food prep and shopping and videos, whatever it is. Creating videos is a big part of my work schedule. So you want to incorporate your work schedule, your working times into your calendar. So again, things can go so much more fluidly and stress-free. Now, gift cards and money, I would be remiss not to say that. It's not always my funnest thing to give because I didn't grow up in that culture with that as a child. Although I will say I always did love getting money. I often got money from grandparents who would literally send the green currency, the bills in the mail, in my card. And I loved getting that money and going and getting what I want. So I understand that, especially as kids get older and grow into adults. Now, another thing that I like to do, I mentioned my family isn't super big on gift giving, but we are big on stockings. So I start shopping all year long for stocking stuffers. Now, I could shop all day, all night for my daughter. She's the easiest one in the world. My husband and my son, not so much. My granddaughter, she's super simple too. And one of the things that I've started to work on for her, I haven't completed this yet. I came up with the idea last year, and then I didn't stick with it to get it done. But I am going to next year do like a living advent calendar for her to where I'm going to mail in a box to my son because she doesn't live near me at this point anyway. Maybe she will. I'm going to mail him all pre-wrapped one gift in order to give her to open every single day. I've already purchased a little Christmas tree to ship with it. So the first thing is to set the Christmas tree up. And then each day I'm sending her something that she can either put on the tree or I'm going to have him put it under the tree so that it just kind of has a different Advent kind of flair to it. Just something that I came up with, something that you might want to incorporate as well. Now, I mentioned homemade gifts. I'll be showcasing throughout the month my shea butter recipe, my salt and almond oil scrub for showers, my salad dressings, my soups, and the LMNT electrolytes. If you've seen those, electrolytes for your water, I have the homemade recipe. I'll be sharing all of that on my YouTube videos, on all of my videos, and on my blog as well. So definitely be watching for those. And those will give you some ideas because I know, again, as I reach a certain age, I don't want anything else to dust or sit around. I'm really much more into consumable type products, whether it's a candle, a bottle of wine, something that's going to be received, appreciated, used up, and tossed because I'm in the phase of kind of downsizing things. So I like to give really gifts that people will use and appreciate, but don't have to sit around and take up space, be dusted, etc. So I'm going to show you, again, my very healthy recipes for all of these. Now, another thing that I really like to do throughout the holiday season is keep it festive. And it is the little small touches that you can do that. I'm planning to start doing live videos on my channel. And two of the recipes that I have planned are chicken breasts stuffed with brie cheese, spinach, and cranberries. I'm also going to do a soup and movie night. And then I also have a recipe for stuffed butternut squash. And my goal, again, is to go live and actually showcase for you making these recipes, making them fun, and serving them up on fun, festive holiday plates, and just making the whole experience great. This is a great time that you, as a couple, or even you solo, I like to cook really well and enjoy things all by myself too, even movie night. But a couple, solo, your family, maybe neighbors, family members, extended family members, plan just a fun, simple movie night to watch holiday movies, make up something fun and festive. And that can be a great way to get together and not have to worry about going to 5 different houses on the actual holiday. But do those little things that you enjoy and ways that you can make December and the holiday season super memorable. That is one thing that I always worked really hard to do with my children. And I'm happy to say as adults now, they do remember that. They remember Christmas Eve when we, every Christmas Eve, we'd get up first thing in the morning and get ready and we'd go to the mall and we'd do our Santa picture and we'd get hot chocolate and just all the little things that they are recreating certain aspects of in their life. And certainly food is a big part of that. Now, I mentioned using Christmas and holiday dishes. I've collected a whole series of holiday dishes, mostly that I purchased at thrift stores, garage sales, consignments, shops, and sales, and after holiday discounts at the big retailers. I like to get those out and use them all through the month. Now, decorating. I go all out because I love this time of year. And as I mentioned, eating alone, even in making a special experience for myself, I would decorate even if I just lived all by myself because I love the look and feel of the entire holiday season, the way that it makes me feel inside, the way that it makes me show up and act toward others, bringing that joyful, hopeful spirit out into the world. So that's really an important part of the holiday season for me. Each of my bedrooms has little special touches, not a ton, but holiday pillow shams, throw pillows, little stuffed animals in the holiday spirit that are placed different places, books, photos, just different little touches to where if I have guests in for the month, and I typically do, when they go into their bedroom, they feel like it's festive. They feel like it's the holiday. The bathrooms, all of that is stuff that I incorporate together. So make sure that you watch the Christmas decorating little video that I'm putting together that has a lot of little tips in it, including, hanging on to things. Let me see, hanging on to things that often like will fall out of some of your silk holiday plants. I have saved all of these, and these are what contribute to my festive holiday decor, which I'll be showcasing in that particular video. Now, pick a theme for your rooms if it makes it easier. Silver and gold is my primary theme for my dining room, as you can see here. This year, I added red poinsettias over in a barware stand that I have. I'm not totally sure that I love the red, but you'll have to let me know what you think when I share that decorating video. Part of me likes the pop of color over in the corner. Part of me wants to go back to the white poinsettias next year, but they're beautiful regardless. So I'm just going to showcase for you a lot of different ways that you can decorate and keep your holiday season festive. Now, let's talk about parties, party menus, planning, events, hosting, and all of the things. So again, kind of like I mentioned with making the list of gifts to buy, what you want to do at the very beginning is sit down with your calendar. Now, I'm recording this in December of 2024, and Thanksgiving was on November 28th. So we have less than a month. This is the shortest time there ever is between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So I actually started prepping a lot of this before Thanksgiving, but typically I pick up the day after Thanksgiving. That's when all of the Thanksgiving decor goes away, the Christmas decor starts coming out, and I really start planning. Step number one is to get my calendar out and look at my calendar. What are we doing for the month? Now, when my husband was still flying as an airline pilot, the first thing I would do is write in all of his days that he was going to be gone. So I got that on the calendar. And then I would start writing in any events that I knew that we had, school activities with the kids, even their regular activities, sporting events, musical theater, and then of course, holiday events that were there. And then I would write down any party invitations that we had been included on. And all of that went into my calendar so that I could literally plot it out and see when the blank spaces were so that I could shop, wrap, meal prep, plan my own festive holiday celebration, because not a holiday goes by that I don't host something in my home, because I love to decorate it all up and I love to host and party and plan and invite my friends and family and neighbors over. So I love to do that. So the first thing is get that calendar out and figure out, what are you attending and what are you hosting? And then what are you actually doing on the holiday, from Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, even the 26th, which starts Kwanzaa. I have a fabulous soup recipe that I make for the day after Christmas, and then New Year's Eve. And then I, this year, am hosting a New Year's Day brunch and Bloody Mary bar. So I'll be sharing some details on that. So once I look at that, then I decide, what am I going to take to any events that I'm attending? What are those ingredients that I also want to have on hand that I can throw something fabulous together, so that if I get invited to something last minute, I can go prepared? I will tell you, my bacon wrapped dates stuffed with goat cheese that I made for Thanksgiving. I make those all year, honestly, but I always keep those ingredients on hand and then I can whip up something great and I never bring even a single one home. So you'll have to decide that for yourself. Every year, I make my famous eggnog rum cake. So I make sure that I have eggnog and I have what I need set aside so that my husband and my daughter don't drink it all. But I start writing those things down. I start menu and meal prepping ahead of time so that I can be set to go. And then I start making that grocery list and I write beside it, I'll write, Susie Q's party, my party, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, movie night, all those different things. I create a list and then I start plotting in the groceries that I need under each one of those. And then I can decide at the grocery store which week that I'm grocery shopping am I going to purchase these things. And again, it makes it so much easier. Ideas of things to host. Maybe you have a book club and you want to do it for the holiday season and show off your home and make it something fun. Maybe you do a girls' ornament exchange. I've done cookie exchanges, ornament exchanges, soup exchanges, all that kind of fun stuff. I've done Christmas Eve open house. I am doing this year New Year's Day brunch and Bloody Mary bar. So whatever it is that you want to do, get those things planned. Bunko, just whatever it is, make it a fun time. A white elephant gift party. There's so many fun things that you can do, but begin to plan that menu now and don't be afraid to double up. So if you're hosting book club and then you're also going to be hosting the neighbors and maybe they're not the same, or even if they are, who cares? Your girlfriends will always understand. Double up on that menu and serve many of those same items for each of those events. I talk about my bacon stuffed dates all the time. I make those ahead of time and freeze them, and then I can pop them out, pop them in the toaster oven or the air fryer, have them done in no time, and they are amazing. So I always keep those things around so I can whip something up in a pinch. Then, as you're planning your menu, you'll also want to consider those dietary needs that not only you may have, but others as well. I like to keep my menu as healthy as possible. So I've worked out almost all the swaps from gluten-free flours and alternative sugars that I'm going to use, healthy animal proteins and plenty of good healthy fats and all that kind of stuff so that my menu is not only delicious and savory and something people will talk about, but it also is going to feed and fuel their mind, their brain, their body, and their spirit so they don't wake up the next day in a food coma or with a food hangover. What they do with alcohol is on them, not on me. So I make a combination of any event. If it's not going to be a sit-down dinner, of course, I'll do a certain number of heavy hors d'oeuvres and appetizers. And then again, are you serving just appetizers or full meal, buffet style, seated, however you want to set it up? So we've got vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free or sugar alternatives, and healthier options, including cocktails and mocktails. I like to make sure I have a mix of all of that. So I'm going to satisfy every palate, every dietary need, and every individual need as best I can. And I like to let people know, especially those who have dietary issues, I like to let them know what I'm serving so that they can bring something else if need be. But again, I always make it a combination. So if somebody is vegetarian, there's an option for them. They're not going to be forced to pick around animal proteins or anything like that. And then finally, for this season, this year, I'm going to be doing a series of charcuterie boards. The last couple of years, I have become extremely interested in that. And so I'm going to make a video to teach you how to put one together to begin with and how to use so many of the cool things you already have in your kitchen to create height and depth and just diversity and make your charcuterie board beautiful, even if you don't feel like you have that artistic touch for rolling up this and, cutting florets out of broccoli or any of that. I can't do those things, but I can still make a rocking board for sure. And this is one that I did a couple of years ago where I saw the photo, this one first, and then the second one is actually my reproduced Santa Claus charcuterie board. And so that was a lot of fun. So, charcuterie boards are great for any time of year. I'm not only going to do one for Christmas, I'm going to keep it going throughout the year to teach you how to celebrate New Year's, a Super Bowl party, Easter, Mother's Day, July 4th, card night, game night, whatever it is that you want to do. I'll be doing a series on charcuterie boards. So, make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss any of that. And grab my guide at lowertoxiclife.com to make sure you're reminded also by email of when those come out. So again, make those lists. Be prepared to contribute in any way that you can to parties, to your own fun, to your family's fun, creative, festive memories around the holiday season. Our goal is to make this season festive, fun, and I really want to show you how simple it can be through this whole series that I'm going to do for you while still maintaining good health and low toxic, low stress in your life. What is your favorite part of the holiday season? Leave me a comment below. Make sure you're subscribed again. Give this video a like so that more people see it and it's put into the algorithm. And happy holidays. I will see you on this fun, fabulous entire series.